Hey, I'm James with the Dallas Arts District, and I am here today at the Dallas Theater Center to zombify my outfit for the big zombie walk in the district on October 30th. Right now, I'm with Dallas Theater Center acting company member Chrissy Vela, and Chrissy's going to help me zombify my outfit. So let's get started.
Today, I'm going to teach you how to do this with basic household items. We don't need to get any of the professional stuff. It gets pricey, and you really don't need to. Anything basically in your home that you already have or that you can get at the dollar store, the craft store, will work. Anything that will stain and is non-toxic. So today, I have some rubber gloves, but you can tell that I'm not using them. But it is a messy job, so if you want to wear rubber gloves, you can do that. I have just a regular, cheap paintbrush. Some household sponges that you are going to need to kind of like dirty up your stuff. I've got some fabric paint, $1.99 at the craft store. I have black, but you can get it in any kind of color like brown or gray or whatever, just to kind of make it zombie-like. Old English furniture polish, the dark wood kind, is really, really, really good to distress your clothes. You will smell like Old English for the rest of the day, but it's very effective. I even have some hair color that you can get at any kind of Halloween supply store right now. Anything that's an aerosol, like the hair color or spray paint or floral spray, also works really, really, really well. You're going to want to use in a room that has a window or, some kind of ventilation. I have some RIT dye. You can buy it anywhere, grocery store, craft shop, fabric store, in cocoa brown. You can get black or dark gray or whatever you want. And then for our finishing touch, we have talcum powder. And you can use talcum powder or you can use loose powder, the kind that you put on your face, as just kind of like to put dust on yourself afterwards. So what we're going to use today mostly on James's costume is the RIT dye, the cocoa brown. What you want to do, because dye, the powder kind, don't use the liquid kind, that's difficult to control. What you want to do is you want to take a wet sponge and just kind of like pour the dye somewhere where you don't care it's going to get, on a newspaper or something, and dip your wet sponge into the dye. Make sure that you pick it up. You want to make sure first that you get all your edges.
Right.
Right? Because that's usually where people get dirty first, and I have 2 kids, and that's where they get dirty first. They're always putting their hands into stuff. So you just want to make sure that you get those first. Nice and dirty.
And then you're saying you can kind of like
hurt the clothes.
Then you're saying you can kind of rub them together.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because then it gets those kind of like streaks and stuff out of there.
Right.
Cool. Awesome.
So after you do that, let's take a look at it. We're just going to do really basic today. But after you do that, and you make kind of like your edges look old and stuff,
sure,
you can just kind of take your sponge and start rubbing it all over the clothes.
Yeah.
And
then after you're done, maybe a good idea would just be to like actually take that outside and roll it around in the dirt.
You can do that if you want to, if you don't mind having actual dirt.
Yeah, or just put it on and roll around yourself.
You could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I've done in the past to distress clothes is I actually will put it in the parking lot and I will run over it
with your car?
With my car.
Just make sure the person's not in the outfit if you're doing that.
You totally want to make sure.
Because then you'll actually turn them to a zombie.
Yes. The next thing you want to do, because you've been lying in your grave for a long time, and there's animals in your grave and bugs and worms and they're eating at you, right? So you want to take a pair of scissors. Remember, I told you, don't use your good clothes. And just kind of be creative. So I'm going to do it on this side. Yeah. And I'm going to let you do it on this side, right?
And if you're a kid, make sure to get your parents to do this for you.
These are very sharp scissors because they're fabric scissors, so make sure you get an adult to help you because they can be very, very sharp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend like there was a rat on this side of the grave. So we're going to like do little bites.
Oh, nice.
Right? And there have been like animals eating my clothes off of me. And then if you're really clever, you put makeup on just in that point.
Oh, okay. Your body. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then maybe you can have like little blood when you're doing your zombie makeup.
Yeah, you could definitely make like where you got bit somewhere, like a bite wound on your clothes.
Exactly. You can also do
Just kind of fray the edges a little bit.
Just kind of fray the edges.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
However, and this is a cool thing, is that if you don't want to use the scissors and you just get tired,
Yeah, just
you
tear
can
it.
just start it
Looks
out.
a little bit more natural.
Yep. And just tear it up. Make it
Yeah, that
frayed.
looks good.
Well, and the reason you want to do the dirtying up first is because after you fray the edges of your costume, it's really hard
Right, yeah.
to get makeup on it. Let's do something really bold,
Okay.
all right? Let's just take right here and make a big rip.
That looks
See
awesome.
what happens, right? And then just dirty it up. Make it all dirty. And if you want to do blood on this, it's the same thing. You just take your little bit of blood,
Yeah.
put it on a sponge,
And put it on the edge.
put it on the edge, and make it all dirty.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome.
So here's your basic zombie shirt,
There we go.
right? You can take your hat, put a rip in it. Let's dirty it first. Let's use something else. I'm going to use this hair spray for the hat. And when you use hairspray, it's important that you don't kind of like get super close to
Yeah.
it, because then that just makes like a big
Yeah.
dot. So you just kind of have to
Oh, okay.
mist it,
Oh, that looks good.
right? Just kind of like
So
a
it
little
looks
bit at a
kind of
time,
dirty.
probably like 6 inches away from what you're spraying,
Yeah.
and then just little short bursts.
Yeah.
Let's make the little dingle ball dirty, right? I think that's good.
Yeah, I think it looks awesome.
Same thing with a cane.
Yeah.
If you've got any props.
I think every zombie needs to have some kind of cool little prop.
Absolutely. Mist, mist, mist.
I always like in zombie movies when you spot the like professional zombies, like somebody who was like a parking lot attendant and they got bit, or
Exactly.
you know,
or a
like
cheerleader zombie.
or a cheerleader zombie,
something like
or
that, and you get the details right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. When you're using this stuff, anything that's aerosol, make sure that you're in a room where you can open a window or open a door. We don't want you to asphyxiate.
yeah.
The final touch, I'm using talcum powder today, but if you can find, like say, if we mix the talcum powder with dye,
Mm-hmm.
or if you can get some kind of loose powder, makeup
Mhm.
powder that women put on their faces.
Sure.
Once you put on your costume, you kind of just cover yourself a little bit
Mm-hmm.
in talcum powder.
And what does this do?
What this will do,
Oh, okay.
kind of looks like you've been lying in dirt
Yeah.
for a long time. And the cool thing about it, right, is that if somebody comes up to you, excuse me, and goes, "Hey, James," then a little cloud of dust,
Nice.
like you've been lying
Yeah,
in
like
dust.
in
and
dust.
it's really, really
That's
old.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah?
That's really cool.
So here is just a very quick way to zombify yourself for zombie walks, or just for life if that's what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, I think now that I've got my zombie costume, I'm ready to put it on and go learn how to act like a zombie, because that's obviously the next step.
That is the next step.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. Thank you very much, Christy.
You're welcome. I won't shake your hand.
Oh.
You're covered in dye.
Right. Bye.